Here's the other thing, though. Ray Allen has 51 points in this basketball game, and yet we're going to focus in on what happened in that first overtime. Missed opportunities here where you have a red-hot shooter on the perimeter wide open.
Yeah, you got to find a way to get him the basketball, and Paul Pierce is as clutch as they get in the NBA. If you pick a handful of players that you want to have the ball in their hands, Paul Pierce's name will come up. But without a timeout, sometimes you get into the flow of the play, and players forget about the situation and the time on the clock. He has 3 guys on him. And Big Baby, you should be screening anybody on the basketball court to get Ray Allen open. So he lost track, Pierce lost track, and ultimately, this is where it comes back to bite you, not having timeouts.
When you're in that situation, Jalen, take me back to your playing days. What are you thinking down the stretch in a tight game, in overtime, only a couple seconds left?
One thing that fans never get a chance to see is players practice for these situations all of the time. What you're going to do when it's 5 seconds on the clock? How far can you get with the basketball in 3 seconds, etc., to advance the ball? Paul Pierce sized up the clock, understood the situation. He didn't realize, though, that he had more time to actually make a pass for somebody else to get a better shot.
Here's the other thing. Middle of the season here, we're talking about a trade the Chicago Bulls make, and people can throw it off to the side and say, oh, the Bulls aren't going to make a lot of noise. Well, guess what? They're making plenty of noise in this postseason. Talk to me about some of these role players here that we thought maybe were just throwaways and weren't going to make a big impact.
John Simons came up big today. He was in it from beginning to end. He was penetrating, scoring the basketball. He was knocking down threes. And he was a guy that was making Paul Pierce compete on both ends of the basketball court. And that's what you have to do to a great scorer. You can't allow them just to focus on one end of the floor. And the same with Brad Miller. Here's a guy that after the flagrant foul, allegedly, in my opinion, last game that was not called by Rajon Rondo, for him to knock down a big 3 in the end of the 4th quarter, then able to tie up the basketball game with a layup. You look back at that trade and you say, wow, no Luau Deng. These guys fill in. They help win at the most important time of the season.
You know, the fans wanted it, and they're going to get it. It's Game 7 between these two teams. It's going to be going down in Boston. Remember, home court advantage going to the Celtics. It'll be played on Saturday as well. But this is going to be a tremendous series the rest of the way, and it's already been a fantastic series.